Hello and welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to today's lesson. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm just going to share the lesson today, and then we can begin. Right. Let's see. So we've got two people okay so far. It's a nice day today. It's nice weather. So let's see, we've got three people already. Hello, Sandra says, hi, Richard, good afternoon. Evelina says, hi, Evelina, good afternoon. Welcome to the lesson today. Sorry about that. The first minute of this live lesson was not particularly interesting, I know. Just trying to share the lesson so we can begin properly. I hope everyone's doing well. So in today's lesson, we are going to look at word categories. Now, word categories involves things like nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs as well. And what we're going to look at is we're going to try and see if we can solve any word linking problems. Word collocation, sorry, should I say, word collocation problems. Collocation is how we choose to link words together. So that's what we're going to look at today, and we're going to see if we can maybe help you guys out with any confusion that there might be, as well as looking into suffixes, like how can you tell if it's an adjective or an adverb? What can we do so we can instantly know what we're looking at? So we'll look at all of that today. Okay. Right. So let's begin. So first of all, let's look at the important things over here. First thing that we need to look at are what suffixes are. Suffixes make a really big difference when it comes to this. First thing is to do with suffixes of a noun, for example, or of Alejandra says hi. Hi, Alejandra. Of nouns, verbs. I mean, verbs are a little bit easier, but in particular, adjectives. I think nouns and adjectives are the ones that can be a little bit, and adverbs as well. So that's what we're going to look at as well. Okay. So that's what we have to address. So we'll simply start off. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some words out in terms of suffixes, and we'll see if you guys can tell what they are. So what do I mean by a suffix? Well, I do mean the end of a sentence, end of a word, like shun, for example. Shun is a suffix, and shun is to do with nouns, for example, like station, for example. Station, competition. If you see tion, that's going to tell you that, okay, this is a noun. If a word ends with tion, it's always going to be a noun, for example. So that is, that's an example. Can you guys let me know in the live chat section if you know any other suffixes, if you know any other words that end with tion, and that way we can also build up our vocabulary as well. Okay, so let's see what you guys come out with. Okay, so let's see. Leondina says elevation. Yep. Oh, you're really close, Sandra. You just need to change the K to a C, but function. Function is the word you're looking for. Yeah, you have to be careful in English. Um, the, the C and the K both have a k sound. So you need to be a little bit careful there, Sandra. So yeah, we've got competition. We have elevation. Okay, cool. We're off to a good start. Let's see if you guys can see any others. Um, evolution, yes. Pollution, imagination, yes. Good, excellent, guys. Okay, so we now have a very good idea of the TION. Okay. Now, let's look at some others. Uh, now, at this point, I think the other, good, solution, situation, awesome, great. Okay, guys, now let's look at another another type of suffix that can help us out. And this time I'm going to go through and I'm going to give you the different examples, one of each, and then from there we are going to we're going to have a little look. Okay, so that way we can first of all, you can have a nice introduction with it, and then I will then we're going to go and see if you guys automatically know what the answers are, or if any are a little bit confusing. Okay, so let's now go on to let's go on to an adjective, because adjectives are important to know. So the first one I'm going to look at is able, or able, actually, should I say. The pronunciation is almost always going to be able. Such as, let's say, yeah, I think this is a good example of the word, actually. Oh, wow, that was quick, Sandra. You were quite faster than I was. I was going to go with predictable. Fashionable, yes, excellent, good. Any others? Capable. Ah, Alejandro, yes, action. Well, yeah, oh, yes, that's going back to the noun one. Yes, action from before. Available, good. Capable, good, good. Excellent, well done, guys. Okay, then the next one is going to be, let's go with an adverb. Oh, Sandra, probably. Okay, you've just stepped on something here. In this case, it's ly. So typically speaking, when you see a word ending in ly, for example, this is almost always going, this is in fact going to be an adverb. So, I mean, look, probably, I am probably going. You see, so L probably would be an adverb there, Sandra. Alejandra, comfortable? Yes, good, very good, well done. So simply would be an adverb. Probably would be an adverb. Let me see, guys, if you know any other adverbs, and then we'll look at the verbs. Then we'll go through some more examples, and then we'll see. Definitely, yes, well done, Stefano. Well done. Any other examples that you guys can think of? I should point out there'll be a few. Mainly good, yes. Okay, well done, guys. Okay, good. And finally, we're just going to have a little look at a verb. I mean, look, verbs are fairly straightforward. Actually, there are one or two that we need to be careful of, because of course there are some words that can be in both categories. So let's look at what would be a good one. Yeah, I think we'll go straight for a fairly straightforward one. And that would be regular verb endings like called, for example. I have no doubt you guys are well aware of all the different types. But now what we'll do is we'll go through. I'm going to put out a suffix here. And you guys need to tell me if you think it is an adjective, an adverb, a noun, or a verb. And you need to give me some examples. So, for example, if I write something like, let's say I write, scared. I was scared. Well done, Evelina. So if I write shun, for example, you would write, I am bored. Careful. Now this is it. I am bored. I am bored. Bored in this case is going to be an adjective. And it's important to recognize, guys, ed, ing can be both verbs and they can be adjectives as well. So we do need to be careful and we need to think of the context as well. Typically speaking, if I use bored, I am bored, this is going to be an adjective rather than the verb. Sandra says none. None. What is this in relation to? Oh, I see what you mean. Adverb. Oh, right. Okay. Yes, of course. Okay. I was trying to work out what this was in relation to. Okay, guys. So if I write shun, for example, like I did at the beginning, you guys would write something like noun, and then you would then give me an example like station. So whatever I write, you need to tell me with the category, the word category, and an example of that word. Okay, so let's begin, and we'll see what you guys come out. So let's start off with a nice simple one to ease us into this. The first one is ER. So words ending in ER. Can you guys tell me if a word ends in ER, what type of word category you think it's going to be? And let me know what examples you can think of with words ending in ER. Okay, so Stefano says a noun. Okay, a noun. And singer, yeah, teacher, yes, good start, good start. Noun, teacher, yes, singer. Any others, guys? Catcher. I see what you're going for now. It wouldn't be, we wouldn't call them a catcher. I can't. We would say fielder, actually. I know what you're going for here, Alejandra. And you're talking about, I think you're talking about a sport where people need to catch. I think that's what you mean. Think that's what you mean. So I think you mean someone who is whose job is to catch. If so, Alejandra, the word that we would use, the noun is fielder. So like in baseball, cricket, whatever the game might be where you have to catch, the noun is fielder, not catcher. But I like your thinking. Stefano, hunter, yes. Sandra, lawyer. Good. Well done, guys. Okay, so that was quite straightforward. Let's have another go. Let's go with... Right, let's go with this one. Yes, lover. Yep, absolutely. Okay, guys, words that end in TH. Can you think of words that end in TH? And can you think of what type of words they... what type of words they might be. This is probably a little bit harder. I mean, you do learn words with th endings in like pre-intermediate, for example, but they can be a little bit difficult to think of. Paolo says truth. All right, there you go. Noun, truth. Leondina says noun, faith. Good. Truth, faith. Okay, this was not as difficult as I thought you guys were gonna find it. Good. Okay, guys. Truth. Yes, truth is a good one. Truth is a good one. Well done, guys. Okay, so no problem there. Okay, let's have a go at something slightly at a slightly different one. And I think I'm going to go with, ooh, yes, this can be a little bit, yeah, this one can be a little bit difficult at times, but it's an important one to know. Us. O-U-S. Us, us. The actual pronunciation is usually us, 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 us. O-U-S makes an us sound. What type of words can you think of that end in O-U-S, and what word category is it? I'm going to give you an ooh, wow. Okay, so we've got Paolo, because Paolo thinks famous. It ends in O-U-S, and he's saying it is a noun. Okay, let's see if you guys agree. Leondina thinks fabulous, but she thinks it's an adjective instead of a noun. Stefano says pompous is a good word, and Stefano also thinks it's a noun. Okay, sorry, an adjective. So 2 people think it's an adjective, 3 people think it's an adjective. We've got serious and gorgeous as well. Oh, good words here. Okay, guys, I can tell you, first of all, if you said it was an adjective, well done, that is correct. It is it is an adjective. And O-U-S, gorgeous, serious, pompous, fabulous, great, excellent, well done, guys. No problems there. Okay, let's go with a slightly different one. And oh, this is going to be let's see, what shall we go with? Yeah. Let's try out this ending. Eyes. Eyes. So the sound of this suffix is eyes. I'm going to, if you guys can't think of anything in a minute, I'm going to give you a little hint, and I'll give you actually I will give you one little hint. Actually, think of words where there's like a Z or S sound before I-S-E. Oh, wow. Okay, no, Evelina comes straight in with promise. Well done, excellent. What type of word is this? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it a verb? Is it an adverb? Hypnotize, Stefano, verb. All right, okay, that's a good word, hypnotize. Hypnotize, hypnotize, hypnotize. Okay, any others, guys? Let's see if we can get 2 more. Sandra says curious. For the adjective, I-O-U, curious, yeah. If you missed out the U, but yes, curious. Good, well done. Yes, that would be for the adjective. Stefano says memorize. Good one. Good, well done, guys. Excellent. All right. I'm not going to do the ly one because we already know, but I think it's worth going for this one. Okay, on one that we haven't looked at yet. All right, let's go with this one. Stefano, memorize, realize. Yeah, good. Well done. And finally, wise. Wise. So this is no longer just ise. This is the suffix wise. Okay. So I'm going to give an example for this. And this would be a word like this one here. I'm not going to tell you the word category, but what we're looking for is a word plus wise. Okay, like otherwise. Sandra has come in with otherwise as well and thinks it's an adverb. Leondina also with otherwise with an adverb. Yes. One of the things you will commonly find with this one is you need to think of a noun with wise, and then you've got an adverb. But just told you. Yes, it is an adverb. It is an adverb when you put wise, but it's usually made with a noun plus wise, and noun plus wise makes an adverb. So let's see if you guys know any others. It's a good one to use, actually, knowing how to use these types of adverbs. I'll give you a clue, actually, guys. Imagine I have a watch. Can anyone think of which adverb I'm thinking of? Have a little think. Clockwise. There we go, Stefano. Yes, excellent. That's exactly what I was thinking of as well. Clockwise. How do we use these words, actually? Likewise. Yeah, good stuff. It's like me too, really, isn't it? Likewise, me too. Clockwise. I mean, clockwise is a good way of introducing your, trying to talk about a specific topic. For instance, I don't know about that, but um, but let's see. I think of a good example. Yeah, for instance, it's a good idea. Otherwise, we will lose out, for example. So yeah, it's a good one. Otherwise, we will lose out. Lose out means you will lose. Quite simply as that. It's nothing more complicated than that. Great. Good stuff, guys. Okay. So why is this important? Okay, motherwise. Oh, good. Good. Well done. Okay, guys, the next activity now is simple. I'm going to write a word, and you guys need to tell me if this is a noun, a verb, an adverb, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's see what you guys come out with. It's quite simple. Who is the quickest to tell me what type of word I have written? And we'll go from there. So let's start off with... Okay, I think we'll start off simple and we'll just make things a little bit more complicated as we go along. So, first one, let's see who's the quickest. Tell me, what type of word is this? Fruity. What type of word is this? Is this a noun, an adjective, an adverb? So effectively here, we're taking a noun, like fruit, we're putting Y on it, and now this changes things. Adjective, adjective, adjective. Oh, good, excellent, good. Well done, guys. Nice, excellent. Right, let's go with... this one. What type of word is fearless? She is fearless. He is fearless. I am fearless. They are fearless. My dog is fearless. What type of word is this? Who's the first one? Leondina thinks it's a noun. Do you guys agree with Leondina? Is she right? Do you think something different? Stefano says an adjective. Let's see. Do we have one more person coming in to tell us what this is? Paolo. Leondine has changed her answer to adjective. Paolo says it's an adjective. Yeah. Less, guys, is a suffix of an adjective. It's a suffix of an adjective. And yes, it means without fear. Guys, can you actually let me know? Do you guys know any other adjectives with that end in L, that end in less, like fearless? Do you know any other adjectives that end in LESS? Homeless, limitless. Okay, good. Well done. Yeah, I think that's good. Hopelessness. That's another one. Okay. Let's go with. Let's go with this one. Loneliness. Yeah, definitely. Finally, confusion. Confusion. What type of word is confusion? All this confusion. So much confusion. So much confusion. What kind of word is fusion? Confusion. Okay, so Stefano thinks it's a noun because it's S-I-O-N. Okay, let's see if you're right. Do any of you agree with him? Sandra, you also agree with him. Okay, do we have a third person who agrees? Or maybe the third person might disagree? Great, yes, it is indeed a noun. Well done, guys, good. Okay, so why is this important? Why do we need to know? Well, let's first of all, let's go through and we just make sure what these words are doing. Okay, so first of all, what exactly is a noun? A noun, quite simply, states what your object of your sentence is, or maybe your subject of your sentence. So this is the important thing. Your noun is stating either the subject or maybe the object of your sentence. And a noun is always going to be a thing of some kind. It's always going to be a thing. It could be something physical. It could be something that is not physical. But it's always stating the thing that you are talking about or something that's related to what you're talking about. Alejandra says, do you have a website where I can practice this topic? Yes, I do. This is a good example. Here you go. So, Alejandra, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this website with you, and this can tell you an awful lot. From there, what's a really good thing is then if you tie that in with an English dictionary, such as this. And if I can find some online exercises for you, I will. But in some cases, Alejandra, I would say sometimes it might be better just to let me know in the comments section, and I'll have a look and I'll let you know. But if you have a look at those websites, whenever you learn a new word, have a look at it in the have a look at it in the online dictionary, English dictionary, and follow the first one if you want to know more examples of different word categories. So that's the thing over here, okay, guys? So you've got a noun. A noun states the subject, the object, the thing of your sentence, okay? Question is, what is a verb? What is the function of a verb? So, guys, let me know. Tell me. What do you think the function of a verb is? Why do we? What are we doing with a verb? What are we saying? Exactly. Are we saying also? I mean, okay, I'm not going to include necessarily gerunds just in this. The verb describes an action. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. It states, I think, instead of describes the action, I would say yes. The follow up is probably more accurate. It states the action, yes, to explain what the subject does, or yes, or maybe the well, no, maybe not the sub. Yeah, the subject. Yes, I think that's a good two examples. Yes, it states the action, and it explains. Um, does explain. Okay, maybe explains. I would still say states is probably the better. Is probably the better verb to go. Is the better word to use. Sorry. It states what the subject does. I think that's quite a good way of looking at it. Good. Well done, guys. Now, obviously, an adjective describes. Okay, it's a descriptive word. Okay, it's a descriptive word of some kind, be it saying she is beautiful, for example, describing that the person is beautiful. It can also describe characteristics of a noun. For example, it is an ugly building, for example. So it has a descriptive reasoning behind it. Um, It can also, yes, it doesn't just have to describe the noun. It can also describe the verb, like the way the verb is played out, for instance. For instance, let's see, he ran, he is, let's see, what would be a good example? Now I'm just thinking of adverbs. That's the problem. You get on a little mind drift, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, what? What am I saying? Okay. Um, what I'll do is I'll look at some examples in a moment. So here, for example, okay, she speaks good English. Okay, if we take something like this, we can see good. For example, good comes after speaks, and good comes before noun. Okay, so in this situation, what we have to think about is good the adjective talking about speaks or the noun? Now, this is a question of context sometimes. So she speaks good English. Okay, so in this case, we are saying that, yeah, the English is good, effectively. Then we might say she is good at public speaking, for example. Here, it's very clear that good is talking about public speaking. It's talking about the object of the sentence, not the noun, not the subject. And I think this is an important thing that we need to think about. When you use good, when you use an adjective, is it talking about your subject of your sentence, or is it talking about the object of your sentence? Another example would be, for instance, she is beautiful. Beautiful. In this case, there's no object. This is so it's clearly talking about the subject of the sentence. And so this is an important thing we need to think about when we use an adjective. Is it talking about the subject of our sentence, or are we talking about the object of our sentence? And in some cases, it can only be talking about one and not the other. So then let's have a look at an adverb. And this is an important one, guys. Can you guys tell me what is the function of an adverb? And this might be a little bit harder. What is an adverb? This is probably the harder one of all of them to actually explain. Oh wow, Paolo, you came out and bingo, well done. Okay, so the adverb modifies. Okay, the adjective. Okay, it can modify an adjective, but it isn't just the adjective. It can modify. It can can extend beyond that. States how the action is done. States how the action is done. Not necessarily how. I would say probably more implies how. The correct word is probably qualifies, to be honest. It's a bit of a strange one to explain, though. Okay. States how it makes the sentence more specific. Not necessarily. Explanation about the verb modifies. Okay, guys, you're all very, very close. The first thing first, okay. What are we doing? I'll give you an example of a sentence. I think that's the best way to go around it about it, okay? So, she is always, oh, that's an adverb of frequency. Let's go with something. She is probably going to be late. Okay, what are we doing here? Why put in probably? Why put it in an adverb? Okay. Now, and why do I use the word qualify? Oh, Sandra says expressing a relation of place, time, manner. I see what you're getting at there, Sandra. I see what you're getting at. So let's just take a look at this sentence that I've put over here. She is probably going to be late. Okay. Now, what do I mean by qualify? Okay, qualify a word. In this case, okay, first of all, we need to think, what is probably in relation to? Probably late, probably going to be late. Okay, so she is probably. Probably is not referring back to the noun in terms of she. Probably is qualifying going to be late. In this case, another way of looking at it, it is that it's adding extra meaning, in this case, extra meaning to going to be late. So in a simple English, let's just go with that. It is adding extra meaning to the verb going to be and then late at the end. Okay, it's adding extra meaning when we use it. And I think in a simple way of trying to understand it, that's what we're saying. Okay, again, it's a bit like if we say she has recently changed job. Okay, here we're putting in our adverb. She has recently changed. Again, recently here we are adding extra meaning to the verb changed, not so much the job. In this case, it's directly towards the verb changed. And this is quite important when we use an adverb. Is the adverb adding extra to the adjective, or is it adding extra to the verb? Typically, I can't really put an adverb plus noun. That can't go. So it's always going to be either adding extra meaning to the verb or the adjective. Now, another example would be, he is, let's say he is really bad at football, okay? What we can see here is that we've got the subject, he, the verb to be is, then the adverb really, and then the adjective bad, and then we have our object at football. So he is really bad at football. Is really talking about football, or is really talking about bad? I should use the word meaning. Is really adding extra meaning to football, or is really adding extra meaning to bad? In this case, of course, it's adding extra meaning to the adjective bad. So that is an important thing to remember, and I think that's the best way we can look at it. The adverb is adding extra meaning to either the verb or an adjective in a sentence. That is why we can go adverb plus verb, for example, or adverb plus adjective. And in some cases, we can go with verb plus adverb, such as she speaks well. In this case, well is going to be an adverb. So there are some exceptions in terms of word order. Increase the verb. I would say it increases the meaning that you're applying to the verb. It's adding extra information or extra meaning. So it can add extra, it can increase the strength. For instance, let's go with she, a meaning, of course. Okay, so let's say, for instance, she is always, she's always running. Okay, always. I mean, if we said she is always running, you can hear in my voice that you can instantly hear that, okay, the person is adding more stress because of the always. He's stressing. I'm stressing the adverb because it is adding extra meaning to the verb. She is always running. It's not just she is running. She is always running. It's like saying, oh, he is always late. If I wanted to go with the word late. Oh, he's always late. I'm adding extra meaning. It's different to saying, oh, he's late. No, I'm adding extra meaning to the adjective of late. He is always late. So that's an important one. We're running out of time. I think this has been a good start to this particular topic. Next week, I think we should continue this next week, to be honest. I think there's more that we can do with it. Special information about the verb. Yeah, it is special information or meaning. Meaning, I would always go with meaning. I mean, look, if you look it up in the dictionary, you're going to see more complex words like qualifies to use it. But at a simple level, doesn't matter what your level is, you can certainly, I think everyone can understand it. Just think, okay, it's talking about either the verb or the adjective, and it's adding extra meaning. Now, you can ask yourself, do I need it? Is it necessary? Not always. That's why you can take adverbs out quite comfortably. But they're an important one to know and how to use. So I think we've come to a good end of the lesson here where we're talking about it. I think what I'll do is next week, I'll look into, I think I'll dedicate another lesson next week to this, actually. Okay. I'm just going to make a note. Okay, guys, I think next week, at some point next week, I will continue this particular topic. I think one of the ways we can look at it is how can we play around with language. So that's what I'm going to say. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining the lesson today. Like the video if you've enjoyed the lesson. And yeah, have a nice afternoon as well. To all of you who have commented and participated in today's lesson, thank you very much for doing so. All of you watching, Thank you very much. Please like and share the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Thank you so much, and bye for now. Take care. Thank you so much.